No,
You
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
rape there, by the way. Have you heard of Danial Shravan?
No, who's that?
He's an Indian film director,
Ooh.
and he condemned the Indian government for frightening rapists. Now,
Well,
I'd
this is
like to
pretty
say
tight, man. It's
it's
pretty
not
tight.
quite what it sounds, but it kind of is. He says that rape without violence should be legalized. I'm not entirely sure how you have rape without violence, but rape without violence should be legalized, and women should cooperate during these sexual attacks and carry condoms.
That
Now,
I'm not hearing anything unreasonable just yet.
yeah, he says girls above 18 should be educated on rapes and not deny the sexual desires of men.
Dude,
Because
yeah.
basically, if they just give in and throw the guy a good fuck, he might not murder her.
In
And
India's got problems like that in that
yeah,
way,
well,
man.
this
Big
guy's
problems.
solution, he says, when the sexual desire is fulfilled, men won't kill. Women and the government are frightening rapists. Rapists are not finding a way to get their bodily sexual desires and are getting these killing thoughts. An evil thought provokes killing. Rape is a pretty evil thought, I'd have thought, but let's go with this. He says it's better that a woman accepts men's sex.
Do you know what though? Right.
He deleted the post though.
I've got to say this though, in the context of India, there's probably a little bit of truth to that because
Yeah,
men
well,
literally go around. No, no, hear me out, man. Because men literally go around in gangs.
yes,
There was someone I follow on Twitter. It happened to her just recently, actually. So there is
this was
something to
triggered.
be.
This was
There
triggered
is,
by a vet,
yeah,
Priyanka Reddy. She was 27. She was raped, gang raped, and murdered.
yeah,
Gang raped
exactly.
and
Yeah,
murdered.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But of course, a member of parliament in India said, no, what we should do is drag them outside and lynch them.
Oh yeah, 100%, hundred
And
percent.
the family have said they should be set on fire because that's what they did to her.
Oh, I think the gangs
But
should
of
be
course,
brutally murdered in the street. Yeah,
what doesn't help this guy with his grand plan of just let men fuck you if they want because that's what matters, is that his own mother's come out and said he should go on bended fucking knee and apologise.
yeah.
This is
It's probably like there is a like. Here's the thing, man. In the actual moment, if one of these gangs is upon you, it probably is in your best interest to not put up too much of a fight if you want to live.
I'm going to go
Like,
out on a limb and say even if you throw them a fuck,
yeah.
these guys are still going to fucking kill you.
Well, you know what I mean, though. But there is a point of view and there is a perspective there in terms of just like saving your life in the moment. Um, but at the same time, that's not really the conversation you need to have
Lee
around it.
Howells, showing his usual tact and diplomacy, says if they cooperated, it wouldn't be rape. If they were submissive, it would still be rape, Lee, because
Yeah,
it's still not permission.
it's really hardly. It's really hard to get it to feel like rape when it's consensual. It is. You have to go through so many hoops. Honestly, it takes you
Indian
ages to get
government
into the headspace.
said that in 2016 there were 18,862 cases of not just rape, child sex attacks.
Oof.
And that's 50 a day.
Yeah, man. When I was in India, I like obviously I was with a couple of girls and everything. I didn't take my fucking eyes off them once,
Well,
like not once.
Tez Tickle has made the next point I was coming to. He says, what were his views on male rape? If you can pin him down, you get the brown. I think he should prove this theory by being basically just having the shit buggered out of him. Just 18 guys pulling a mad human centipede chain on that motherfucker, and just get him to pass him a condom so they don't give him the dirty bad AIDS, and see how he likes his hoop turning into a fucking clown's pocket. We'll see what he thinks. Is that all right? Is that all right? Because
That
you
sounds
should
good. That sounds perfect,
you
man. That
shouldn't
sounds amazing.
you shouldn't deny a man's sex.
You shouldn't ever, ever.
The worst part is you can see what he wanted to say was, perhaps in extreme circumstances, if you comply, they might leave you alone.
Yeah.
But of course, he's worded it in completely men should be allowed to do what they want anyway, so they might not murder you if you throw them a
Yeah,
good one.
that's the thing. Whereas there's a core thing of common sense and but it's just surrounded by such a horrific message
Well, it's like if
that
people talk about rape, and if women are dressed, and I believe women should be able to wear whatever the fuck they like without getting raped.
yeah,
Obviously.
of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Obviously. But we do know that if you're a lone woman at the 2:30 in the morning, shit-faced in a bra top and a pair of hot pants or whatever, you increase your chances of getting unwanted attention.
Yes, 100%.
Now, that in my world, it's like, but you should be able to. End of discussion. But in the real world, maybe you can't.
Well,
However, the
until we
minute
find
you
a way
say
to
that,
sort it out. Yeah.
the minute you say that, it's like you're victim shit. It's like, no, I'm really not victim blaming. Yes, you are. We should be allowed to wear everyone, and we demand that now. It's like, yeah, great, I'm listening to you. Unfortunately, the rapists aren't.
Dude, if I walk around at night with my phone just lighting my face up at 2 in the morning, just wondering, if I then get mugged because I'm just displaying the fact that I'm holding it, someone comes up like that, and it's like I could then say, well, you know what, that should not be the case. And it's like, yeah, but then there's reality, and the reality is, if you're a girl, you should not be walking around at 2 in the
But
morning.
that's the problem, isn't it?
Full stop.
When they talk to the majority of people, you're like, no, you're absolutely right. You should be allowed to walk around at any time you want without being
Of course you
attacked.
should.
100%.
Of course you should.
But you're talking to someone that isn't a rapist. Rapists see the world a little differently. It's just, I don't know. But this guy definitely just, of all the wrong, he's right that with that judge, the UK judge, that basically said, oh, well, you were asking for it. Wasn't there a Conservative? Have I still got the, there was, hang on.
There was some quote recently.
Yeah, check this one. Here it is. I've got it right here. This was Nick Conrad, who was chosen by the Conservative Party as an MP candidate discussing rape. This one should have got a lot more traction, if it's true. Feminists forgot to ask, if you give a man signals, you are partially responsible. Women need to be more aware of a man's sexual desire. If you yank a dog's tail, don't be surprised when it bites you.
I don't hear any lies yet, Aidan. Have you got to the bad bit yet?
Well, number one, it's terrible. But number two, it's also saying that we, as men, are basically like, oh, don't you get me started, darling.
Yeah, man, I'm a very sexual beast. You have to be careful around me. I'm like very dry dynamite. You don't want to be like flicking matches at me, man.
Luckily, very submissive.
Oh, you've no idea. I wish it was as simple as that.